Welcome everyone to an arena video. This is Andrea Mengucci. This video is sponsored to you by channelfireball.com and Ultimate God. Now I just play arena to stream, and then I just play with my friends in paper in the in the free time. All right, red black lures looks like, or maybe white blue auras. Turbo draft is on arena. I thought it was the new format of a Magic Online draft, which actually I don't know the name. I've never heard about Turbo Draft now. The only Turbo Draft that I know is the one in the GPs. Turbo. Vintage Coria. I don't know what you're talking about, sorry. Well, spell costs 5 less. What? Why? Alright, so opponent is playing that deck. Cool. So I can go Heartless Act and then Ur of Thoughtseize. I'd rather just go Thoughtseize because I need to discard the Core Spirit Dancer if they have it. Alright, so Staggering Insight. If they play it, I can just kill what I already put on. So I wonder if it's just better to take a cartouche, because it's similar, because it draws a card, same to this. I think I try to leaving them with the 2 copies of the same card. Thank you, Expunger. Yeah, yesterday I guess 2 days ago, I made commentary for Channel Fireball Historic event. It was, yeah, thank you. There is very many lands that I am drawing. Putting Zagothrio in play, I think. Next time I can cycle and play Heartless Act. Although the more game goes long, the more combo trick they can have. Although, if I get to reanimate Uro, it'll be very strong. Right now I have only few. Yeah, I have only few things. Yeah, Cartouche of Solidarity is such a good card. Such a good card. Alright, just need to draw Extinction Event, I guess. I only have 2. I cut 1 from the main deck. Yeah. Alright, I'll probably just play Heartless Act on this. Actually, though, you know what? I think I might instead pass the turn and have Negate up. Good morning, everyone. It's gonna be a long day. I want to win a lot and finish in the first rank. It's been a very long time since I was first. You know, last week I stopped at 10th because there was last week there was sorry, last month. All right, let me just let this resolve, honestly. Last week there was Reclamation and I didn't want to. I didn't want to play against Reclamation more. Sorry, last month. Alright, so destroy target creature with no counters on it. And I'm taking 6 damage down to 7. Yeah, this is very difficult here. Nissa. Alright, so this flies, because that's the Cartouche of Knowledge. I think it's fine. I think I can go Nissa. Again, I died to a bunch of stuff, but that will be okay. I think it's fine to die here. Okay, I'll just play this tap and say go. I could cycle the Fairy Pulse and just get lucky, but I think it's better to just untap with a Nissa to get lucky next turn. I'll just have way more mana to work with if I draw like Growth Spirals and such. Shagger and Insight. Alright, still not lethal, thankfully. It's only 6 damage. So I go down to 1 here. Oh wow, they kill Nissa. Guranes. Thank you for the sub, Guranes. I don't know why, but the volume's not working. No. Almost. I almost heard something, Guranes. Sorry that your sub didn't get through. The volume of the sub didn't get through. Thank you very much for the 6 months. You got a Tortellino badge, my friend. Welcome, welcome. So sad. All right, I can sing it for you. I can sing it for you. Turu turu tu turu tu 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 turu tu turu tu turu 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 tu turu tu. All right, that's it. That's it. Thank you very much for the sub. Hello, Eli. You ate some antipasto for dinner. What was it? Which antipasto did you eat for dinner? All right. So I drew back-to-back crazes, which is good. I'm on 1, so at least I can gain. I have to gain 3 life at least, so that I won't. So that I won't die on board. So this way I don't die on board. And I draw Thoughtseize, which I can't cast. Alright, let's reanimate Uro, because this is going to be the 6th card in the graveyard. And I can still untap the land with Nissa. You know, this is why I played Nissa last turn and not just cycled, you know? Because thanks to Nissa, I gave myself way more top deck. And now I untapped and drew Ether Gust, which is actual factual dead card. You really hate to get actual factual dead cards, but that is unfortunately what happened here. Okay, so I'm not attacking this. This is first strike. Now, the question is, do I want to play Thoughtseize? Because I might play Thoughtseize. Last turn, my opponent, what did they do? They just played a Staggering Insight on this. So if I play Thoughtseize, I go down to 5. And I only have 1 blocker. I don't think I need a ground creature because I already have 1. So I think I will play Thoughtseize going down to 5 here. Look into this card like all that glitters. Or... I have to discard this cartouche or I die. Actually, I'm very close to die regardless here. Very close to that regardless. Probably shouldn't have gone to 5 here. Sorry chat, this is a pretty complicated game. I would rather just focus right now. I don't want to just make mistakes. I don't think lures matters. Next turn if I untap, I just turn the corner big time. So it was just whether I survive this turn or not. And I think that Zagothraio made sense because my opponent could have had some ways of, I don't know, like the... I guess Karmastra's Blessing wasn't even enough because it was on 7. The protection card doesn't do it. They have only 3 power creature. The protection card does it if they draw Karmastra's Blessing. If they give protection to the 1/1 token from green, I go to 1 life. They can draw a cartouche, yeah. I mean, they had it here, I discarded it. They played 3 cartouche already. Alright. Not sure why I made that play, honestly. Vabbè, dai, buona, bella. But you draw a card, sure. I think this is, oh, this could be over, honestly. Which... Alright. Let's play Crazes. X equal 8, game 4 life. Sorry, X equals 6. Yeah, X equal 8, game 4 life. Eliminate Heartless Sucked. Master Impulse. Alright. Let's go to combat. I don't know if all of the things. Yeah, right? Yeah, all of the things. I'll play Eliminate on this cartouche. Sorry, on this token. I'm going to play a Swamp. Alright. Good game. What do you think about band control versus Sultai matchup in Historic? I don't know. In last standard, it was good for Sultai. You know, before Ikoria in the past standard. I don't know how many things are changing here, but yeah, very good game. All right. Hello, the Tanta Mammer. What do I think about this weekend's tournament's results where Sultai didn't do as well? I wasn't playing in those events, the Tanta Mammer. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have an Esper list for standard. Okay, so I'm playing as blue-white auras. Let me check my article and what does it say. The deck list that I had in the article is slightly different than the one I have here, but I mean, mostly it's the same. Okay, so I'm cutting, definitely cutting Ether Guest. I think that was a negate. Then I'm cutting a land. And a Nissa. I like to do this whenever I sideboard out very many expensive cards. Yeah, look at this version. It's just mono removal spells. Yeah, I think Restless Container costing double black is bad here. Rock Delver had a great weekend. I mean, Rock Delver is like the tier 1 forever. Like, it doesn't have a... didn't just have a great weekend. He just cleared the tier 1 of the format ever since. I mean, you know, there's like one bad matchup and it's the Astrolib deck. Alright, so opponent from South Korea. I like to keep these in hand. I have a bunch of removal spells. It doesn't matter if I don't have green yet. I played 28 lands, 19 green sources. I'll get there. Alright. If I had a swamp in my hand, I could have gone Girl's Power first. That's a strength of 1 drop, although I don't, so I'm just have to doing some blood here. Opponent drinks beer? Oh wow, that's true, I didn't think about it. Alright, so Artless Act doesn't kill that, but Witch's Vengeance can. Although I don't have double black right now. Alright, missing line drop sucks. There's a lot of white, blue, and mono black, really? I'm happy to play against those. Alright, I need to find a swamp here. Desperately need to find a swamp. There it is. Hello, swamp. This is tough though. My opponent probably has a counter magic here. Still though, can't really do much else. The canister deck? I think Mono Black GPG is not canister deck. I mean, sure, might have played one on stream, but the original deck creator was deck from a player from the Netherlands, I'm pretty sure. You like Shark Typhoon? I don't. It's a fine card, of course, but I think there's no Teferi Tamaraveler to kill anymore. You should start with the event. Event could do more killing though. If they play like an Ornithopter or a Cartouche. Alright, so event plus. Imagine if I had an event and if it. Whatever. Alright, let's go even. Why is Sensor good in Bent and bad in Sultai? Yeah, same question. Is Sensor good in Bent? I mean, it's just depend on players. I just don't like Sensor very much. The reason why you play this card is that this card is sometimes situational. You know, it doesn't kill all the creatures all the time. Whereas Extinction Event does. Plus, honestly, I didn't have Swell Pierce in my radar. I only had a Carmetro's Blessing and Negate. Alright, so we need to kill as many creatures as possible here. I will play around Spell Pierce by going Heartless Act on the Core Spirit Dancer. And not Nissa Heartless Act. If I sacrifice the Alcide Life's Bounty is great, because then I go Heartless Act again. And I'll pass the turn with them, have no board, and then I have Whirl from the graveyard. And that will be my win. I don't care about playing that Growth Spiral. I'd rather just play a tap land here. Rakdos Lurus. I mean, it depends if you play or not Ugin. I think Ugin is the tiebreaker in that matchup. Unfortunately, I don't have any blue. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. So I can go Nissa here. Tap Island. Attack and play Lurus. Sorry, play Ura. Caleb! Hello everybody from Caleb's stream. How's your Sunday night? We have we're drawing a lot of removal spells and reanimating our favorite Elder Giant. Unfortunately, I'm playing a boring Sultai, but that's why you have to win if you want to win. If you guys can enjoy it, this deck. And thank you very much for your raid as always. And I believe this is our first W of the stream. This is the first win of the stream. Alright. For those of you who know, Caleb DMTG streams every night, usually before I go live, and he plays like almost all the formats. Plays Magic Online, plays Magic Arena, Legacy, Vintage, all of it. When we're ban, I believe at the end of this month. Our opponent isn't dead yet, by the way. They managed to do a very good curve of enchantment. So this is not over. This is not over. As much as I like to say that things are over, this matchup isn't over right now. I think I'm just attacking first, because I do not have a Nissa. I do not want to play Zagathrium. I might lose this game. It's not over. I do not have Ugin in my deck anymore, unfortunately. I'm looking to find a removal spell here. Hopefully I can find it. Eliminate. Zagathrium. This is tough. I'm gonna go Decline here. I don't know if I'm gonna play that or not, because I definitely want to cycle one. I think I'm going to cycle one first and decide whether if I draw a land or a spell. I draw Thoughtseize. So next turn I think I'll keep it because I draw I draw 2 extra card, but if I break I might need to cycle again. Oh wow. Oh wow. Might just be dead. Because it costs 8 in this matchup, and I don't think it's needed post sideboard. This was flying, it had Cartouche of Knowledge, so that's why I attacked. I said that I would have won this game when I went to Nissa Uro, but I was definitely underrating Core Spirit Dancer, which is one, how do you say, one woman army, as it's just carrying this game on its own. I do have lots of removal spell though, and even if I draw it next turn, she could be still good enough because I have Thoughtseize. What? I mean, it's not only Innocent Blood, also the other removal spell does it. And I think it was his lifelink, so my opponent gained 17 life here. Alright, let's begin with attacking with both. I think I'm going to say decline, because I don't know if I want to take 2 damage or not from that overgrown tomb. Then I'm playing Thoughtseize. Let's see what they have 5 cards in hand. All I care about is like Karametra's Blessing or Dive Down. Or Negate. No, bluffing isn't a thing. You want to cycle so that you know you have information whether you need to play that Zagothrium or not. Let's say I drew a Crazies. I played a Zagothrium last turn. I drew a Thoughtseize. So I kept a Zagothrium because I'd rather cycle. Miscast. Cause the target instant unless the opponent plays 3. Let's pay 3. If opponent miscast again, I'll pay 3. Spell Pierce. Resolve. And I'll pay 2. I think my opponent doesn't have a spell in hand. But I don't mind. I'm paying all the mana in the world here. Peppermint Butler. Thank you very much, Peppermint Butler. Welcome to the stream. This sub song also gives to the previous song Guranes, who unfortunately didn't have it loaded. Thank you for the subs. Your 4th month. Alright, we got this. We got this. Cycle. Alright. Alright, I mean, my deck has so many removals, but especially post sideboard. It's kind of crazy how many removals but I have post sideboard. It was, I mean, I did play a lot, in fact. Alright. So we play our Uro. Opponent, despite they gain 1,000,000 life, they are on 8 life right now. Alright. 21-1. Continuing the streak. Okay, top 10, late. Top 10, okay, dai. My goal is to get first. If I get first, I do other things. If not, I like to set the goal and follow it. Our opponent is playing Giganta, the Wellspring, which that usually means mono red. Zend is, okay, I guess mono red. Oh, Cauldron Familiar. Wow. I think I'm gonna go Thoughtseize. I wanna discard the Witch's Oven if they have it. If they don't have it... Buona. 1 damage. Heartless Act. Thoughtseize. Mayhem Devil, Midnight Reaper. I'll take Midnight Reaper. They go Mayhem Devil. Va bene. Forest. I think I'm going Heartless Act. I don't want to take more damage. That's fine. Their deck has usually a lot of 1 and 3, so it's fine. I think you know, taking 4 damage by Thoughtseize there was pretty expensive. Although if they go Witch's Oven, I hate it. So I'm happy like this. If they've collected company, it's very bad. Although what can you do? Why did I main phase it? Oh, for Dread or Butcher. Ah, that's bad. Sultai become better because there's no Reclamation. Teferi doesn't do much against this deck. Yeah, vabbè. Let's play Extinction Event. I think Mengucci never loses chat. But that's okay, we have sideboard. We have lots of removal spell plus sideboard. I mean, not only my goal is to get to first, I also want to test the best list for the Mythic Invitational. But the problem here is that I'm always playing against this like random aggro deck, and I don't know how many of those will be at the tournament. So now this extinction event will name... it depends how much they scry, honestly. I only play Magic the Gathering, Sebasen. The only time I played a different game than Magic the Gathering was when I got paid to play a raid. That's it. Alright, I think I'll choose even here, actually. Because I kill also the goat. Which of course doesn't matter much. But it can slightly matter. And the Wolf Strider is a 3-2, you know, which I can beat. Whereas the Dreader Butcher is a 3-3 that can deal 3 more damage. Alright. Okay. Aura. Bravo. I needed an Aura here. Unfortunately, I can't bring it back right now, but that will put me down to 9, which means I survive. Then I can, you know, just stabilize with the next Aura next turn. Alright. So I'm on 1 life currently. A pulse would be great. Yeah. Alright, good game. Let's go to sideboard. Let's say that I had I only drew 1 spell since my opening hand, and you know that didn't play very well. Alright, so against Jund, I'd say Citadel, maybe Sacrifice. I think I have that in the Cyber plan as well. Actually, I had Craft the Carnier, I replaced that with Witch's Vengeance, which honestly I don't think is bad either. Witch's Vengeance is just a good card. I'll have Wilt, I'll have Ooze. I have to board a Thoughtseize. And lately, a play that I've been doing very much is to board out Growth Spiral. Which is interesting and weird, but I think I'll take it. I'll board a couple of Growth Spiral. No Citadel Giganta. Yeah, I think they have a Citadel sideboard at least. So I think I'm gonna go with this 1 negate. Li is sending me rank pick. Oh, you're rank 10th? Nice, new player. Alright. Our friend Metal Loveman in the chat is rank 10th, so we are slightly above them. Let's see for how long though. Why did you keep negating this matchup? Negate counters Collected Company, and it can counter Bolas Citadel if your opponent left in. Plus it counters Claim the Firstborn, which is a very annoying card against you, because you have so many 3-drops. I mean, Drinka, that's just, that doesn't matter. Like, if you're a streamer, you can't ever acknowledge the ghosting thing. I understand they have Giganta. I want to tell you that there's the option of people just, you know, sideboarding in the Bolas Citadel, but they didn't do it. Okay, I still drew my Growth Spiral, despite, you know, boarding out a couple, which I think is okay. Why no Gargaroth? I cut Gargaroth. I was, so I think the main reason why I was playing Gargaroth in Standard was because of Monogreen aggro. But in Historic, there's no such deck. The only aggro deck where Gargaroth shines is Mono-Red, but it's not that, like, you know, your deck is, like, bad against it. You're like, you crush it. So I don't think it's needed, and I decided to cut it. Sniper Browse, you don't necessarily have to tag me every time you guard a message. I mean, other people don't. Maybe you could try that strategy. Speaking of strategies. Alright, so Heartless Act cannot kill the Dreader Butcher. Eliminate can. My strategy here is playing Growth Spiral, and then putting an extra land into play, and it's either eliminate right now or letting them untapped to play a Village Rites first. So let's go eliminate right now. With a island or forest? I think island is okay. The main strategy of this deck is called the mid-range, which means that you play a removal spell, interaction, and some eventual win condition, which in this case are Uro. And you kind of shape your plan against your opponent plan. If your opponent's playing aggro, you load up with removal spell. If your opponent's playing control, you load up with interaction, card hand size interaction, or counter magic. It's a deck that shapes around the opponent. Same scenario as before. This time around I have Aethian Extinction over Master Pulse, so I can kill this and make my opponent unable to sacrifice it in response with a Village Rites, and doesn't deal me 2 damage. Graveyard. Okay, now we have to draw Uro. I have 5 cards in the bin already. This deck is literally just Uro waiting room. Okay, so there's a little play here, which is you just kill the Mina Reaper first. Because if your opponent sacrifices Mina Reaper to the Witch's Oven, it's a good play for you. Usually people sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar. You know, that's the right play to make. But some people might make a mistake and sacrifice Mina Reaper. So you do this first to make them make the little mistake. Not that it matters, honestly. Then I play Wilt on the Witch's Oven. Things are looking rough. As long as I don't draw Uro, I think I'm losing this game. I have one negate in the main deck that I kept because of Collected Company and maybe Bolas' Citadel, but mostly also Claim the Firstborn. Yeah, very bad interaction spells I'm drawing here, unfortunately. I cast Search for Ascanta, yeah. That's a shame, right? I felt that there was way too many aggro decks. Yeah, I mean, I have to draw right now. Something right now. Even if I draw something right now, I'm still gonna lose, I think. Alright, good game, good game. Unfortunately, I have to update my title and write 22. to 20, wait, I don't know. I don't know what's the number there. 20, 21 and 2. Ah, no, alright. Oh no, I lost so much rank. At least Li move up. That's true. Li, did you move up? Alright, my hand is nice. I am on the play. I'm gonna grab a forest. Although I can't curve out Forest Drowned Catacomb. It's gonna be okay though. Blue-black control is still playable. I think the control deck have an hard time against Aura decks. I have been number 1, yes, in the past I have, but it's been a while since I have. Curious to learn. Alright, that's good. It's good to be curious to learn. I do not play Commander. Yeah, fortunately I can't cast any of my card right now, but that's fine. Next turn I can cast both Growth Spiral and either Eliminate or Ether Gust based on the matchup. Opponent has a Braiding Pool right now. A couple of Braiding Pools. Play Spiral next, I could draw Thoughtseize. Missing drop in this deck is not as necessary as other decks. Because you have just Growth Spiral that fixes that. I have to play Crazes for 3 here. I can't risk not hitting land drop next turn. Or just getting Thoughtseize. Yes, Mux is very good, Li. Maybe we can test some Eli, do you test with anyone for the Mythic Invitational? We can also just play against at some point. Unfortunately, he didn't get more forests. So weird. Argentinians, nice. Okay. I'm curious to try Muxus against Goblins against Mono Red. Sorry, Goblins against Sultai. What a weird game. Opponent's mana screwed and I can't cast my hand basically. Okay. Take a screenshot with the 4th Nissa. I only have 3 Nissas, fine. Who do you test with? I mean, I wouldn't call it test. It's just more group chat talking with Lishiti and Marcio. Lucas Esperberg too. But it's not really testing. I mean, testing, for me at least, is long gone since 2020. Okay, so whatever. My hand really doesn't matter at this point. It's weird because I'm not Monster. I have 5 lands, right? 5 lands I can cast all the cards in my hand, but I just don't have double green. Hit Tiobono. I was fucking too soon. That was the only card I couldn't cast together with the 4th Nissa. Alright, thankfully I can't flashback Ura because of that swamp. Let's file on top here. Yes, Sebastian, it's very healthy to have Ethergust in the main. That's been the case forever. Ethergust is a very versatile card. And also the concept of healthy format is what does it mean? What does it mean, healthy format? We have aggro decks, we have control decks, we have mid-range decks. They cut combo decks because they banned them all, so there was those as well. The only thing that is probably bad is the strength of Uro. Sure, I mean there's Uro. I mean, what can you do? I'll ban it, I guess. They don't want it yet, but it will. Alright, the Fairy Maestro of Time, which will help them discard all these removal spells. And I passed. I will which of these removal spells do you think I should play? I think I'll play Heartless Act. Because Eliminate can get rid of Nars. If opponent plays Nars, I don't know. I'll activate Nissa. And I'll untap. I'll land. And I'll attack Teferino. I don't know. Depends. I mean, my goal is to get first. I just picked up the loss already, so it'll be tough to get first, I think. But let's see. Let's see how goals will evolve here. You disagree? The existence of the archetypes is not the same thing as a desirable meta game. I understand. Although in Magic, most of the times you just play Magic, and a good meta game is when almost everyone can identify themselves with a deck. Alright? I think that is a nice meta game. Let's say Pioneer meta game with Lurrus, I think was great because it had combo decks, it had good aggro decks, and it had good control / mid-range deck. And I think that is the best idea of metagame in my opinion. Why did I pay the 2 life? Because now I have double removal spell up. Life total is nothing in the Sultai mirror match. Alright, my opponent, the Fairy's Master of Time, is on 3 loyalty, but it can go up to 4 on my turn. So I would need to attack with 2 creatures, and I can do that with multiple Nissas, or Ugin too. They have 6 cards in end F5. This is a very strange game. This is like turn, I don't know what, 11, and both of us had early struggle. But now both of us are out of the early struggle, and let's see how this game progresses. Maybe Casualties of War is the card that they have. They definitely cannot play Ugin here. They have 7 lands only. They're attaching my swamp a lot, so I think they have Casualties of War, which will be devastating. Nissa. Nissa. Alright, they untap a Breeding Pool. And they go to combat. I will play a Artless Act on that Breeding Pool. Let's remove 3 counters. And I can give Eliminate for, I don't know. So what do they do post combat? They have access to 3 mana. I can cast an Uro maybe from hand. Or kill my swamp. Yes, Pagliacci is, in Italian, Pagliacci means clowns. Okay, now we have to do, what's her, says no land, right? Target creature you don't control phases out. Aspetta un attimo. Alright, so if I just cast Ugin, can I cast both Ugin and -5 and Nissa? Yes, I can. Cool. Alright, so I'll grab a forest. Alternatively, I can attack. No. I need to kill both of the planeswalkers here. Alternatively, I can attack Nissa. And shoot it with Ugin. I get punished if they have a Maelstrom Pulse for the Ugin. Although, the Teferi sticks around, I can loot a bunch. Alternatively, I can go Nissa, I can go Ugin. Pick up Nissa land. -5 and cast a new Nissa. I think that's the best line to me. I forgot to add mana with Forest. Thankfully my opponent put something on the stack so I could do that. Alright. Then I'll play Nissa. And I'll activate a Zagothrium. So that I can then play Eliminate. Alright, this was a good turn. Now my opponent can have their own Ugin or a Casualties of War. Other way, I don't think they can kill my Ugin. I guess Maelstrom Pulse. So very, very close play there. Let's see. My opponent looted a lot with their Teferi. Okay, they flashback Uro. They have only 3 mana left. They'll be fine. They only have spells in end. They can have Master Pulls for my Ugin. They definitely don't care about Nissa because they know I have another one in end. It's not a very desirable spot, the one I'm in, as long as they... If they answer my Ugin, I have just not really much left. Okay, thankfully they do not. So next turn I can attack for 12. But that won't really matter. Do I want to untap? I think I will play Eliminate now, yes. I mean, I have to play it eventually. And I can draw Crazes, so I need all my mana. Actually, I cannot draw my Crazes because I have drawn all of them already. In the early game when I was mana screwed, I believe I believe I drew all of them. Yeah, I drew both of them when I was on 4 lands. My opponent has lots of cards in the graveyard that can reanimate the Uro a bunch of times. Although they need like an extinction event first, and then Uro. In that case, they can answer my board. I do have Ugin to exile the Uro, although that's not great because they have another one. Troll lands in Anthology? Yeah, could be. Hello, Veer. Try to refresh a bunch. Because sometimes when I subscribe with Twitch Prime, it doesn't take it immediately. I have to like refresh the page. Because the Ugin land, the Nissa lands lands are colorless. Historically, lands are colorless. And Ugin says each permanent that's 1 or more colors. Alright, so Uro comes back again. I have never played against Bent. I have never played against Bent. Extinction event. So yes, they do have the combination of cards. Was very devastating for me. I think I'll let this resolve. Let me think. I have access to 9 damage only, so I think I'll let this resolve here. They have exactly the number of cards in the graveyard to flashback Ur again next turn. I think I will take my turn. That's a 4th Nissa that I drew. Alright, I'll -3 Ugin. In this case, I will have Eliminate up for my opponent. So what land do I untap? I think I'll untap a Drowned Catacomb. In this case, I will have a removal spell up in case my opponent goes Nissa and tries to attack my Ugin or my Nissa. Whereas if I go Eliminate, I don't have a removal spell for their creatures, alright? This is why I used Ugin there. It seemed miserable for Sultai. How is that? What does white have that is that good over black? Do they play Elspeth Conquers Death? Oh yeah. Yeah, that card's nice. That card's very strong. They first the Pure Dominaria too. It's a lot of 5-drop though, right? Sphinx's Revelation. Yeah, I mean Sphinx's Revelation is a very good one. Okay, opponent went for their own Ugin the Spirit Dragon, which will kill my Ugin. Oh, I have lethal opponent. Why would you do that? Alright. This is a nice and close game. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. I had very many small little plays that I think in the end are quite much, as I put my opponent exactly on 0. Oof. Nice game. Alright, let's go to sideboard. Do I want to try Thought Distortion? Because I put it in my sideboard. Because I put one negate to the main deck, so I replaced that with the Thought Distortion. I think I will have a Thought Distortion. Okay, I'll cut the removal spells. I need to cut some more cards if I want to put the Thought Distortion. I think I will... It's difficult if I want Thought Distortion or not. I do not think I want it, honestly. It's Skuluza now to include versus Uro. It depends how are your skilling generals, I think. I think Scavenging Goose is on its own a pretty bad card against Uro. Although, if you have a tough time beating that card, that could be an easy way to do so. I don't know if you understand what I mean. It's not meant as an insult or anything. Just that Scavenging Goose answers Uro in a pretty card disadvantage-y way. Okay? Eliminate is needed to answer Nissa. Or, sorry, to answer Narset, or just Nissa land in general. I have 2 negates. Okay, let's go Thoughtseize. Opponent has 6 cards. Okay. I don't like to go after the cantrips. I'll go after the spells. It's either Nissa or Crazies. I think I'll take a Crazies here. Crazies is like Snapcaster Mage in other formats. Whenever you see a Snapcaster Mage, you discard Snapcaster Mage. I think Nissa is very late. Like by the time my opponent gets to 5 mana, they would be drawing another Nissa maybe. Okay, a couple of lands in a row for them to get back on track. I think I will go Uro here. Okay. Now I pass the turn. Hopefully they don't go Nissa. That's a top land. Very nice. You keep your ooze, but that's a 2/2. You don't want to play a 2/2 in this game. Unfortunately, I missed a land drop, which is really a shame. I can't go Narset, as it will be matched by Nissa. I think I'm gonna go Spiral. I didn't feel bad at all at some point, but now I'm on a bad spot here. Pass the turn. Wow. No, I think it's better if I go just eat the extinction end of turn on the Nissa. Then untap. Alright. Did your thoughts cease? That's a very good draw, opponent. Okay, it resolves. So I can take my Eat the Extinction here. Go Growth Spiral, hoping to find a negate. I did not find a negate. So now they can attack, or maybe they can even not activate a land, actually. They can also not activate a land. Enrico Tognerini. I don't think Wizards really cares about Modern, so I doubt that they will ever do something like the one you mentioned. Modern is like what Legacy was few years ago. Alright, so there's a Nissa. Opponent has Ugin next turn. So I think we have to do something. We have to do something here. I think I have to go Narset. I just really hope to draw something good with it. Unfortunately, didn't draw anything good with it. Okay, I think I take Eliminate. And I'll pass the turn. Why not Nissa? They have Ugin. I needed to answer Ugin with a negate or a Thoughtseize that I could have found with Narset. Ugin doesn't take away lands. Ugin has a +2 ability. Yeah, this game is weird. My opponent hand was very bad, and then yeah, my hand was very good, but I missed the fight. I missed a crucial 5th land drop. Yeah, but I mean, Master Plus is fine. Like the thing was Ugin, because I could beat the rest. Now opponent can go, yeah, Ugin and can go Uro. Yeah. Let's see, maybe I have like 1 out here because I discarded my Thought Distort, my Eating Extinction, so I have like only Master Pulse as an out. So I'll probably just untap, draw, concede. Four negates might not be too excessive. I should maybe have 4 negates in my configuration. I decide to only have a couple, but I could see having 4. Maybe it's better than Ether Gust or Master Impulse. All right. I think I'll go Uro and hope to find a land to play Ether Gust on Nissa and draw step, and then again I have to top deck the thing. And the reason why I like Ether Gust is because it's a proactive spell. So if you draw later in the game, you can still cast it, whereas negate you can't. Alright, so now my opponent can either -3 Ugin or just Master Impulse my Uro. The rest be a replacement for Thoughtseize? I'd rather replace it with Thought Erasure if you don't have the wild cards. But I suggest you that if you don't have the wild cards to play Storic, just play Standard. And then just, you know, get your wild cards to play Storic. Because just playing Historic without the whole magic, I just, you know, I think it's better. It's Standard at the end of the day is a fine format as well. Okay. Get a small connection problem, so we'll be back. I drew negate. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the game is over. Oh, hello, hello. I've never seen this before. Alright, let's concede. When I had Ugin at lots of life. Okay, let's go to game 3. Only Sultai players? Really? Yesterday, Hall of Famer Willie Idol won the standard challenge with a monogreen. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll submit this deck as it is. I don't bring in Scavenging Goose in this matchup. Scavenging Goose is for the Lures matchups or the aggro decks. Or, I mean, Gods for Us gift, of course. Yeah, strange. The 5 hellos I've never seen before. Yeah, I mean, the plumber, it depends. Like, the question, do you think it's worth it? It depends. For me, yes, I have to test for the Mythic Invitational. So, of course, for me, it's worth it. But for a player that plays Magic for fun, I don't know what's worth it for you, you know? Is it worth it to buy dual lands to play Legacy? Yeah, maybe. If you don't play much Legacy, it depends. Like, this is a for fun game, so you just play whatever you like. Okay, game 3 in the mirror match. This end is not amazing, but I'll be keeping it. You think historic is better than standard? I mean, you can. I mean, maybe standard now. The good thing of standard is that it rotates a lot, and that's a very good thing for formats, in my opinion. It must be said that also historics rotates a lot because they ban a card every 2 weeks, so that's kind of like the new rotation that Magic has been doing lately. What does my formats older for fun? I like Vintage Cube. I like Legacy Vintage. All right, we got the Ura Thoughtseize draw. Very nice. Once again, my opponent's mana screwed. Although these cards will maybe get them out of the mana screw. I don't care about Thoughtseize because if my end is whatever. I'll take the negate, which can be good later. I think Historic has gained relevance because they made a Mythic Invitational and they made a Mythic Qualifier. These are the things that make relevance to a format. If you have high-level tournament, then people will be interested in your format. If instead people just play, you know, for example, Standard 2021, if all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year, Standard 2021 had the Twitch Rivals. I don't know if you guys remember that time. So, since there was a Twitch Rivals, people played actually a lot of Standard 2021, and I remember that I streamed it a lot. So that's a thing. That's basically the whole thing. In Magic in general, formats get relevance if there's important tournaments with it. Okay, so I definitely have to Thoughtseize before I play Nissa. Because opponent could have a distance, could have a counter magic. So let's play Thoughtseize. They will be able to okay. They have Uro for my sorry, they have Pulse for my Nissa. Do we think it's good enough though that I play Nissa? I think so, yes. Because the Nissa here means that my opponent has to play Pulse, and in that case, the Uro will come in back next turn. That's the same thing with Pioneer, right? So Pioneer was a very interesting format early in the year when there was a PT, there was, you know, PTQs, and they announced a lot of GPs. Now, those events were gone because of COVID, and Pioneer lost a lot of his spark. If next year that we will have, you know, paper Magic tournaments again, and they will have Pioneer, I'm sure that Pioneer will regain a lot of the old importance that it had. Okay, I'll let Ura resolve. And I will play Eliminate with the Ura ability on the stack because I don't want my opponent to protect it with a negate. They only have one unknown card in end. Oh wow, okay, they don't have a untap land to kill Nissa. That's impressive. Okay, so they have Eliminate. Now the question is, do I want to reanimate Uro? Or not? I think so. Draw a card. Let's see if they do the same thing where they eliminate Uro with the ability on the stack. Sure. Alright, let's draw a good card. Let's draw a good card. Okay, Ether Gust. It's a nice card. As I can Ether Gust the Maelstrom Pulse to get in another Nissa attack. Hello, Sidetrack. How's it going? Are you still holding the top 1,000 to 100? Alright, we'll definitely play Nissa. Pulse on Nissa. And I'm happy to go Maelstrom Pulse here. 300, nice. And let's see whether they top it or bottom. They top it, okay. Narset, sure. They can get back that Pulse. Come on, let's draw a good card. That's not it, unfortunately. Okay, how many cards do you have in graveyard? You have 3, looking to go to 4 with that Master and Pulse. Really depends what they have, because there are 9, and I can attack for 9 next turn. Va bene. Hopefully no extinction event. That would be devastating. They have 2 cards left, I have none. Ur is in the graveyard. Both of us have Ur in the graveyard. Yeah, a friend of mine who just got to Mythic this month. But he was he started Mythic on 88%, so he didn't even try to go top 1,200. Is this enough to reanimate Uro? Oh wow, it is. Oh wow, that's great. Okay. So my opponent is on 3 life. They cannot bring back Uro, whereas we are doing it now. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. They're 3 life. I don't... Even if they go Ugi and they lose here. Yeah. Good game. It's a good feeling when your opponent has Ugi and still loses. Alright. Good game. Top 20. Although I lost against John